Hello, lovelies, and welcome if you're new to my channel. Today, I am going to be doing the 8 pen questions tag created by Simone and Leanne Likes. They are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of this tag by bringing together members of the pen and stationery community, featuring a creator for every single day in the month of March. I am so proud to be a part of this collaboration with these amazing creators and this wonderful community. I will be linking down below the 8 pen questions playlist and also tag the creator from yesterday's and tomorrow's video. So let's get started. Question number 1. When and how did your fountain pen journey begin? So, as they say, I didn't choose the fountain pen life, it chose me. And at the time, I was, and honestly still am, really into traveler's notebooks and everything they represent, which are basically analog tools that age with you, with scratches and stains that act almost as a tangible memory keeper of your life. I wanted a pen that would match those sentiments and values, something that I could use over and over again and last for a lifetime. I really liked the idea of a pen made out of brass since it would patina over time. Now, I honestly never thought about a fountain pen. I've never touched a fountain pen before and did not grow up with them like some people have. I knew they existed, but I honestly thought they were for serious writers or for businessmen. Anyways, after searching for a month and not really liking anything, I was scrolling through the Traveler's Company website and I saw their rollerball, and at the time they had their limited edition factory green and only the rollerballs were left, and I thought this was fate and I instantly ordered. Well, I ended up hating the rollerball. I loved the body, but the rollerball skipped way too much, and at that point I was just so disappointed that I really didn't want anything to do with it. And to me at the time, $75 for a pen was just too expensive. And feeling kind of down about my purchase, I decided to just look around the internet and see what alternatives I could use to find a better rollerball. All I could find were alternative nibs for the fountain pen version of this pen. I saw the fountain pen nib replacement at a small shop in Philadelphia called the Moy, and I was hesitant to purchase it since I thought fountain pens were going to be messy, and I figured I might as well just give it a go because I really loved the body so much, especially that beautiful green color. Once I got home, after writing with the nib for like 5 seconds, I was dangerously hooked, and I pretty much vowed to never use a ballpoint pen again. Question number 2. Favorite inks in the beginning. What are your go-to inks now? So I guess I will share with you the first 5 bottles that I ever purchased and the last 5 bottles I've purchased recently. In the beginning of my fountain pen ink discovery, I was really into brighter colors, specifically the duochrome multi-shading ones. And I honestly purchased pretty much the entire Sailor Mania collection. But the first bottle of ink that I've ever purchased was Sailor Mania's Neko Yanagi. And I love this color so much. I still use it to this day. It shades in these beautiful blues, purples, and pinks. And it was the perfect first time ink since this ink isn't too dry nor is it too wet. It's like the perfect in between. And also my favorite color is lavender, so of course I had to get a lavender colored ink for my first bottle. My next bottle had to be a green because I also do love green, and I bought Sailor Shikiori's Waka Ugusu. I know I'm gonna butcher this, but this one is just a pretty all-around green. I feel like it could work for fall and spring. It's just so pretty to me. My next bottle is the Sailor Studio 162, but this one has more of a seafoamy color and a lot of pink and purples. The next one, Sailor Manyo Haha, was one that I used nonstop. To me, this is one of the happiest colors. It's so bright, and again, it has that beautiful pink and blue chroma shading in it. It just reminds me of Easter for some reason. And the fifth one is Pilot Iroshizuku Inaho, and I feel like this is when I started my muted color phase and fell in love with tans and browns. This color I'm using so slowly since it is discontinued, and I feel like it's just the perfect golden ink. So now my go-to inks are in more neutral tones with occasional jewel tones in them. My most recent color is Ferris Wheel Press Aurorealis, and I just love this ink. I feel like it is so beautiful. It's stunning. The glitters in it and that deep purple color, it's so pretty to me, and it makes the words just dance on the page. One of my favorite softer greenish blues is Yoseka Ceramics Tang Mise Blue, and this one is strange because it's not quite a blue color. I feel like it's more on the green side, and it is such a soft color, and I feel like it's just perfect for like the spring and summertime. Anytime I write with this ink, it just makes me so happy. The next color is a favorite. I know a lot of people love this color, and within good reason. It is Lennon Toolbar's Sesame Oil, and this is like the perfect tan. It writes so nicely, and it's just dark enough to be legible while still keeping that light tan to it. I feel like a lot of tan inks tend to go from being too dark to impossible to see, especially with a finer nib. The next color is probably the only deep color that I really like, and that's Sailor Studio 973. And what I like about this color is the sheening. It has a really pretty green sheen to it that complements that rusty red color, and for some reason this just screams fall to me. I feel like it writes a bit lighter with my finer nib pens, but I always see that sheening quality to it, and it's really cool to see. The last color, and this swatch, I put way too much ink, and I feel like it does look a lot lighter, but it is Kyo no Oto Ochiguriiro. Excuse my pronunciation, but this is my ultimate favorite ink. It has a lot of shading and black sheening to it. I feel like it's a really unique brown, which is weird to say because it's brown, right? But this one is such a joy to write with. It is a drier ink, and I personally don't mind that. I actually like dry inks, but I love using this pen with my Pilot Custom A23, and it almost lives in there exclusively. I never get tired of this ink. I tend to decorate my journal pages with different themes and colors, and I feel like the more muted colors, especially browns, they just go with anything, and I'm still able to use brighter stickers. Question number 3. How have your ink and pen tastes changed over time? They definitely have changed over time. As for inks, I found myself gravitating towards muted variations of my favorite bright colors, and my inks also had to be duochromes, but now I am loving shimmers. Before I hated shimmers because they always clogged my pens, but after finding the right pens for shimmers, my preferences have shifted a bit, and I've also been loving sheening inks too, which is something I really didn't care for before. As far as pen tastes, they have also changed. I used to have every Kaweco color and I really loved brighter pens. Now I lean more towards a neutral, earthy tone pen. I am a person that has to match their pens with inks, and I find these earthy tones can kind of go with any color. My nib preferences changed a lot too. I used to love the European medium and broad nibs, and now I'm all for Japanese extra fine and fine nibs. I also find that I gravitate more towards the gold nibs too, especially for my fine nibs, since they tend to be a lot smoother. And as I mentioned before, I actually like drier inks, and the fine gold nibs that I have are super smooth and just write beautifully with those dry inks. Question number 4. Are there inks and pens that you have yet to try but would like to? As boring as it is, I'm quite happy with my current collection, and honestly, I blame my favorite pen, but there are so many pens I would love to try. I feel like I'm way too comfortable in the Japanese nib sizes, but I would really like to get into European pens. I would love to get my hands on a Visconti Homo sapiens, Momento Zero Grande, especially in that sand colorway, or a Pelikan M800. I feel like all three of them are gorgeous pens no matter what color you choose. Question number 5. What is your holy grail pen? Okay, as I mentioned before, I have my favorite pen that almost sets the standard for my ideal pen, and that's definitely the Pilot Custom 823. I wanted this pen for quite some time after hearing a lot of my friends just loving the pen. I had high expectations when purchasing this one, and honestly, this pen met every one of them. I waited until a milestone moment to purchase this one, and honestly, it's been my go-to ever since. So I guess this would have to be my holy grail pen. I don't know what it is, but this pen has a hold on me, and it brings me so much joy to write with it. I always reach for this pen first, even when I decide to use one of my other pens. I end up missing this pen and ditching whatever pen I was using. It's just so perfect. It's the smoothest writer in my collection. Even with the driest inks, this pen just performs so beautifully. I feel like the size and the weight is perfect for my hand too. I kind of lose control of my handwriting when I'm writing with a lighter pen. I feel like it would be a dream come true if Pilot created this pen in some newer colors. While I love the amber one, I feel like a cream color would look more feminine, and even like a celluloid or layered acrylic. I would probably use that one for all my prettier inks and keep the amber with my favorite Ochiguriiro ink. Question number 6. How many pens do you currently own? I recently downsized my collection to approximately 18-ish pens from about 35 pens, give or take. I never really kept count of my pens, and most of them were just steel nibs or pens that were more on the affordable side. Honestly, I just enjoyed my pens and enjoyed figuring out what works best for me. And when I found that a pen just wasn't getting enough love or serving me, I would just set them aside and give them away to like family and friends for them to try. Question number 7. Do you have a limit on pens or inks in your collection? Is it a number? Is it a feeling? When do you know that you have reached your maximum? In regards to inks, I feel like you could go crazy with just ink samples. I write a lot in my journals, so I can run through an ink file very quickly. And with bottles, I feel like once I had most of my favorite colors, I slowed down on purchasing. Now I'll purchase an ink bottle if it's something that's unique to my collection. But in general, I feel like purchasing an ink bottle is not a huge dent in my wallet compared to a new fountain pen. With pens, I feel like at this point I'm pretty satisfied with my collection. I went through that experimental nib and pen phase, and now I feel like it would take something really special for me to want to purchase a pen. And this actually goes along with the next question. Number 8, consequently, what would you do if another pen or ink came along? If there is an ink that I really like and don't have anything similar to it, I honestly wouldn't think twice about purchasing it. However, for pens, I feel like there are tons of limited editions coming out, and I already know what my preferences are in terms of nib size and body size, and also filling mechanism, so it's not too hard to look away. Yeah, the FOMO is real sometimes, but if I truly want a pen and if it checks off my boxes, then I would just purchase it. At the end of the day, if there's a pen that I really want, there's always someone out there that's selling that very pen. And I feel like it wouldn't be too hard to find it. And if I can't find it, then it just wasn't meant to be. I feel like I was pretty lucky in finding a pen that I really loved just 2 years into my fountain pen journey, especially because I am more of a fountain pen user than a collector. So it's not too hard to turn down a pen, nor is my collection set to a specific number. So I suppose to answer question number 7, it would definitely have to be a feeling. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my contribution to this lovely tag. If you are interested in adding your own response to this, I will link down below Simone's video where she is still scheduling more creators for this tag, which is amazing. She also has the form where you could sign up in her description box. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing down below for more pen and stationery content. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.